following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome in, everybody. I'm Devin O'Day, and it is a happy Thursday. It is our 22 Days of Positivity, and I'm so excited that you're here. Want to welcome Justin Kulik, producer extraordinaire, part of what we do every day here, and thank you for that open again.
Well, of course, I wanted to make something that kind of fit how I feel you make other people feel.
Aww.
So, very warm and,
Well,
I'm not trying to brag, obviously.
No, you can brag. You get to do that. And
Well,
we
in that
love
case,
the youth that you bring to this, and we find all sorts of things. And in the coming months, I've asked Justin to give me some stories of some stuff that 20-somethings like to do in this town.
Right.
And I love getting to do that. Do you think that have you been to the axe throwing place?
So I haven't been, but I have one of my best friends, shout out to Michael Camp. In Chattanooga, there's an axe throwing place, and we looked into it because we wanted to. Axe throwing. I'm in. Let's see what it's about. And you could apparently they don't sell alcohol there, but you can bring your own alcohol in. So
that's scary,
right? That's what I'm saying. So, what I was always wondering, and what we would joke about is. Imagine being that person pitching this idea to an investor. So we have these axes. Okay, we're gonna give them the axes. We're not gonna sell the alcohol, but they can bring in their own alcohol.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, what investor was like, "That's amazing. Let's do that."
Liability. Oh my goodness. Well, I still want you to do it.
Me too.
I'm dying to do that. And we're going to have, so you guys have some ideas of things for Justin to do and for us to cover or for me to do. I've got some things that I want to cover. For instance, yesterday, Governor Bill Lee announced a brand new company is coming to Maury County. They're called Fiberon. And I did a little research to find out what they are. They're bringing 310 jobs to Columbia. They build all sorts of decking and wonderful high-end deck plans and deck kits. And so I thought, let's find out a little bit about this company that is bringing jobs from North Carolina to Tennessee.
At Fiberon, bringing families and communities together with nature is our passion. Our purpose goes beyond the decking and railing we make. It's about the outdoor living spaces we help create, the dreams we fulfill, the confidence we build, and all the lives we impact along the way. We believe decks should be enjoyed, not maintained. That's why every day we strive to deliver the most durable and highest performing composite decks in the industry, to give people the assurance that they made the right choice for their homes, their families, and their businesses, so that they can spend more time enjoying life outdoors. Together, we're rewriting the rules of decking with over 2 decades of innovations designed to withstand the harshest conditions. We're leading the way in sustainability by using up to 95% recycled content in every Fiberon deck board. We're supporting our partners with trusted products that stand the test of time. We're inspiring new, eco-friendly projects with a curated portfolio that transcends style and budget. or going the extra mile to provide the support people need from start to finish. We're giving a family's forever home a foundation for unforgettable memories, because what we do in here helps make a difference for our environment, and we're proud to be a part of that change.
Fiberon coming to Maury County. Main Street Maury is our newspaper covering that. So stay tuned and make sure that if you live in that area, you are subscribed to our newspaper to find out all the news of new jobs and new companies coming to Maury County. That sounds like a neat place to work, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Yes. I have been to Maury County a couple times as of recently because we just opened our publication there not too long ago for Main Street Media. And yeah, it's a great city. I mean, I loved it there.
Well, the Muletown Sound, I am so excited because my friend Mackie Kaler has got a big show coming up, and it's going to be there in Blair Garner's wonderful new venue that's down there. It's the Mule House, and it is a fabulous place. If you do not know about this, do a little quick Google on the Mule House. Lots of great folks coming, and there's a show coming up we're going to be talking about with Mackie Kaler and his swanky South. His soul from the South. He's bringing that Memphis sound, and it's going to be very, very cool. All right. Do you know a lot about root vegetables?
Root vegetables, carrots.
Carrots. That's the first thing we always think of.
Right.
Carrots.
Other than that,
potatoes, parsnips, beets.
Apples are on trees.
Yes.
So no roots there. But it's kind of a root though, right? Like it's on the tree and the tree's in a root.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not a root vegetable.
Right,
so
right.
I look at it that we always know that we can throw it in a soup, we can throw it in a stew, but roasting root vegetables is a way that my friend Sylvia Gagnier taught me about it. And my friend Pepper Saucier, who might be watching today, sent me a fabulous recipe that's in my cookbook that's kind of a maple glazed roasted root vegetable. And it's absolutely delicious.
Already sounds like it.
Oh, it's so good. But I just kind of wondered, how is the correct way? So our 60-second kitchen takes us into the kitchen to teach us how to roast root vegetables. I could dive right into that.
Yes.
Doesn't that look delish?
Absolutely. So the little potatoes are the way to my heart. Like, if anybody out there would love to send me, a couple of little potatoes. It's like potato chips. You can't just eat one.
No, yeah. You got to have more than one.
Exactly.
Hey, let's check in with who's joining us today. I know, Beats and Bears. Thank you. My little brother's watching.
Chiming in.
Yeah. And if you guys don't know about Joe's Mornings on Main Street, Justin is the intern who produces that. And they're on every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. A totally different show. We have different stories on. And make sure that you set your subscription so that you are alerted when we go live.
Yes, thank you for that.
Oh, well, hey, that's what we do around here. Let's take Elizabeth, love my root veggies. Yeah. See, that's the thing we talk about. Joe, I'm kind of with you. Kale.
Kale's the worst. I don't like the taste of kale.
My goats don't even like kale.
It's like a lettuce that isn't good.
It's just
good job, Joe. That doesn't make it.
I had a friend of mine who actually got some kale and she made herself a kale salad. She said I chewed for it felt like 30 minutes.
Right.
And it never went anywhere. It never changed.
And the flavor, I'll tell you what, if they came out with gum, it'd be the longest lasting flavor in the whole entire world. Like juicy fruit would go away, but never kale.
Joe says I need to get my roots done. He was talking about himself, but I need to get my roots done too, Joe.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Who's your hairdresser, Joe?
I absolutely love it. Elizabeth is saying spot on about the axe throwing place.
Right. It's like how I need about $100,000 axes and alcohol. What can you go wrong?
Steve Burney.
Steve, the guy.
Hey, and Johnny V, JV. You guys need to follow Johnny Vinokur. He goes all over. He's a fabulous actor. He's been working on a project. We're going to have him on it. He's really inspiring. So we need to talk about him. He is an actor coach, but at the same time, he's also a fabulous actor and has a show live with JV that is so much fun. Hey, agriculture is a big deal. And yesterday it was announced, a day before yesterday, actually, the state of Tennessee was the top of a list.
Okay.
Not a good one. It's the number one on the list of COVID deaths in the country.
Is it really?
Yeah. Wow. And that's not a good list to be on, but we have a lot of rural areas and a lot of times the word doesn't get out. And our Tennessee Department of Agriculture had an important plea. They wanted to get out to their farmers and their essential people who provide us the food, those root vegetables we just watched.
Right.
Well, our Tennessee Department of Agriculture put a plea out to our farmers.
Hi, I'm Tennessee Commissioner of Agriculture Charlie Hatcher. Today with me is President Jeff Aiken of the Farm Bureau, and we want to tag team you about getting vaccinated for COVID-19. The rural communities and the farm and forestry families are critical to Tennessee in supplying food and fiber, in some cases fuel, and we want to make sure you are vaccinated. And we want to relate our experiences when we got vaccinated. So Jeff, what can you tell me about your experience?
So Commissioner, I actually had my first shot yesterday, and I'm a guy that really don't like needles, but it was painless. It was an easy experience to get in, get the shot, and the security and satisfaction that I now feel knowing that I've had just the first shot is so reassuring that it far surpasses anything else. So I would certainly encourage folks to get the shot.
Yeah, so as a veterinarian, I know the value of vaccines and the tool it provides us to control and prevent disease. This vaccine, this COVID-19 vaccine, is safe and effective. It's FDA approved. And my experience was really good as well. So a few weeks ago, I went to covid19.tn.gov, signed up to be vaccinated. When my turn came up last week, an email was sent to me. I had a QR code. I went to the vaccination site. I didn't even have to get out of the car. I had a sore arm the next day, but that's the only side effect I experienced. So it is safe and effective. If you've got concerns about it, I encourage you to talk to your doctor and discuss that with him or her. So Jeff, what else do you think about what we could tell them to convince him to go ahead and get vaccinated?
So Commissioner, I would say you and I are blessed to get to work with the agriculture industry in the state of Tennessee and rural Tennesseans. And during this pandemic, we have seen that agriculture is essential. And so I would say I think it's essential that our farmers go get this shot so that you can have immunity and protection from it, and hope you will follow the lead of Commissioner and myself and get the shot as soon as possible.
Yeah, just to follow up on that, so if you really want to return back to normal, you want this economy to return back to normal, the best and fastest way we can do that is be vaccinated. So go to covid19.tn.gov. And until next time, Hatcher's not here. Jeff is filling in. So what does Hatcher usually say?
Keep believing in agriculture.
I love that. It's and I'm a firm believer, not in mandates, but in choice.
Of course.
And I stand behind that. But I do encourage you, because I just fought COVID myself.
Right.
I have suffered, I have congenital lung issues, and I've had lung disease that I fought my entire life. So I thought I probably needed a little extra help. And I'm really glad that I had all 3 vaccinations. Didn't keep me from getting sick, but it helped me fight it. I could find every time I had a different level where it would hit a different part of my body, the immune system would kick in.
Okay.
So I also used a couple of other things. I use a Young Living oil called Thieves that helps me when I go out in public, but I also use another one called Raven that helps your immune system with your lungs.
Raven sounds cool. Raven,
yeah,
that's a good name for that.
It isn't it. Ravenista is the name of the herb, and it was really helpful. And I used, along with your vitamin C and vitamin D,
Of course,
all of those and your B vitamins that help you with your immune system, and your zinc. I use all of those. But I use something called quercetin, Quercitin, and that really helps build your immune system.
Okay.
And it helps your lungs heal faster, and it also protects your heart.
Oh, so you're telling me I could do a marathon if my lung capacity, if I do it?
Yeah.
I
could even do a marathon.
Absolutely. We'll do it together, Dev.
See, there you go. I'm like the turtle.
We'll get there eventually. We might just take in the sights.
We'll get there.
No one check on us. We're fine. We promise.
I know. Well, we always think about our farmers in the state of Tennessee, and we think about those people who grow our vegetables and our crops and our livestock, but we don't always think that one of the number one products that Tennessee agriculture provides is lumber. Yeah. Did you know that?
I actually had no idea that was the number one thing.
We don't even really think about how much beautiful hardwood that we have in the state of Tennessee. And I love how one family kind of said, we want to do something a little different. So they bought a town. I mean, they bought a farm, a lumber farm, not a town, in a small town, a lumber farm in a small town, a little sawmill that was going under, and they bought it and made it their family business.
We are in Huntland, Tennessee, company Thompson Appalachian Hardwoods, Inc. This business was started by my wife, myself. We had 4 children. She had number 5, and then ensuing we had number 6. Wanted to be involved in the hardwood lumber manufacturing industry, which I grew up in, and we were able to do that in 1993.
My parents chose Huntland, and at that point there was a sawmill that had functioned for 20, 30, 40 years in this community, but it was shutting down. It was declining. It was no longer functioning, and they saw an opportunity and they invested in it and started with 15 people. Now we have about 115 people that work here every day. Logging is not something that's ever going to be automated. The forest grows differently. Every tree is unique. Every tract of timber is unique. So we've got to have skilled people going out to work.
When we began several years ago to realize that it was going to be something we were going to have to invest in, and we were able to get a tremendous shot in the arm from Ag, and it's just a whole new era. But without the Ag Assistance Grant to come in to help us make those purchases and get ourselves off the ground, it's just been a wonderful, wonderful addition to what we do. Since we cranked those machines up, we have run every day except for 2 days, and that was not because the crew couldn't work. That was because of road access issues to be able to get in and out. Now, what that's done for us is given us a supply chain that has been more consistent, and our customers have reaped the benefit.
It's impacted our ability to recruit people. It's also making the logging industry cool again. This grant has allowed us to provide that safe place to work where they feel comfortable, and you're going to make the amount of money that somebody feels is appropriate for what they're doing.
A lot of folks don't realize there are funds available. Check your local county ag extension service because there are grants available for everything from fencing to building a barn to even helping feed your livestock or to help you with your agricultural business. So Tennessee Department of Agriculture is there to help you. Speaking of Tennessee Department of Agriculture, they're part of the 100-year celebration of the county fair in the state of Tennessee. Did you go to the Wilson County Fair, Justin?
Oh, it was a religion for me growing up. It would always land right before, like back when I was in high school, as we were coming back from school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like your week to show everybody, what you've been up to your whole summer. If you are tanning or if you were this is not my case because I don't know if anybody could tell, but I have red hair on my beard. So when I go out in the sun, I burn, but people get tans and stuff, So yes, the answer to your question is I always went.
Always went. And I know that you and I were both part of the Williamson County Fair this year, but the 100-year celebration of the Tennessee County Fair celebrated the winners, and the Putnam County Fair, just east of us, was named the 2021 Champion of Champions Fair. It was the highest honor awarded. So congratulations to Putnam County. There were some others that we got a second runner-up with the Robertson County Fair and that's in our area. So very, very nice to see them.
Yes.
Well,
our neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people, did you know that, we're going to switch horses now. We're going from agriculture to the colors inside our home.
Okay.
In the last actually 3 or 4 years, I guess after Chip and Joanna Gaines started painting all the outside of houses white and the inside became white and gray wash. Okay. Everything was that. But every year, your paint companies get together and they create a color of the year and they say, here's what's trending for the next year. So I thought that we would share our color of the year and show a little bit of what's going on as far as colors in your interiors.
After difficult moments of inflection brought about by the pandemic, it's time to shift our mood and mindset by adapting a more colorful and optimistic paint colors to make a much homey environment. After all, we all have great time staying inside our roof. Repainting our space or changing the colors of our outdated furnitures and utensils is never easy. From choosing the right use and of course, working on it, we have lots of what-ifs. But here's some color suggestions that could solve your decorating dilemmas, as 2 of the major paint brands already announced their color for the year 2022. Starting with the PPG brand. PPG brand paint color for the year 2022 is Olive Sprig. Olive Sprig is a relaxed but enticing green that emulates the feeling of soothing aloe vera or a fragrant plant brightening any space with organic liveliness. The crisp, earthy, gray-green color represents regrowth in a post-pandemic world. This hue will definitely complement an array of natural materials and architectural elements. Next is BAHR Paint. BAHR Paint also announced its official color of the year 2022, and you're definitely going to want to incorporate it in your home. According to the popular paint brand, Breezeway is their official color of the year. A silvery green shade with cool undertones, the versatile color is inspired by the beauty of the earth, looking like a dreamy pastel sea glass, transforming your space into a refreshing vacation mode.
Okay, I got to tell you, I hated olive sprig. I hated it. I hated that color. It was just icky. And I just didn't like it at all. But I liked Breezeway.
Yeah, they had a couple good ones for sure. That reminds me of something. So like when you're driving around and you see a car and it's, forgive me, just like the ugliest color you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like a I don't know, just picture in your mind a really bad color. Do you think that they go to the parking lot of a car lot and they're like, that one?
That one, yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I always wonder if they get like it because of that, or if it was like, well, this is the only type of vehicle that we have left and it's in this color.
Yeah, I know.
It's a random thought.
There are some really odd things, but I just wonder. And so in the coming weeks, we're going to talk to some people with some decor stores and find out if there's some changes, if everybody's going to continue on with the gray washed floors, or if they're going to move into some other even exterior colors. Now that's the deal, is because I kind of wanted to paint my brick on my house white. And then I'm thinking, well, what if I go to all that trouble and,
then you don't like it. Yeah.
Then everybody changes to like, I don't know, another color,
Yeah, I missed the memo.
I know, and I don't want to miss the memo.
Exactly.
And not that I've ever been a slave to trends. I mean, come
Right.
on. But it's kind of worth looking at. It is our month of positivity, and I love to find a very uplifting video. And somebody sent me this. You guys have been sending me videos to share, and I want to thank Vernell Hackett, who is an amazing writer here in town. And she sent this to me and she said, I think this one might be perfect for your show. The guy's name is Neal Foard, and I thought I would share it, going back to 1969.
People think we're more divided as a country now than we've been in a long time. I know it can seem that way, but when I was a little kid in 1969, the Vietnam War was tearing the country apart. And they'd shot John F. Kennedy, and they'd shot Bobby Kennedy. They'd shot Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And there was the Manson family and the Zodiac killer, and it just felt like the whole country had lost its mind. My father, who'd grown up in the Depression, well, his faith in humanity was just at a low ebb. And the two of us that June were driving from LA to Oakland in an old 1960 Oldsmobile, and a water pump blew out south of Bakersfield. And so this was long before cell phones, so we were going to have to hoof it like 9 or 10 miles into town, when this young cowboy pulls up in a flatbed and offers to tow us in. And all my dad had on him for money was this old Chevron gas card, so he kept telling this young fella, I can't pay you. And the young cowboy's looking at him like, yeah, I wasn't going to charge you. So he rolls us into town, and this is a Sunday, so nothing's open. So he has to go get his mechanic friend to open up his garage, and my dad says, hey, listen, I don't have any money. And the mechanic says, we'll work something out. And then they all realize they don't have the actual parts, so now they got to go roust out the local auto parts store owner, and they bring him down. And my father's like, okay, we need to talk about how this is all going to get settled, because he just couldn't imagine anybody being this trusting about the money. So the cowboy says, look, if it make you feel better, I got a bunch of watermelons I need to get loaded onto my flatbed, and it's pretty hot work, and if you help me out, I'll pay for the part. So next thing you know, we're all unloading watermelons from inside a rail car. That's about 140 degrees. And 90 minutes later, we are soaked in sweat. And up rolls the car, just run like a top. And my dad says, I really don't know how to thank you, fellas, and for this good turn. And we're turning to go, and the mechanic gets this look on his face and says, whoa, where do you think you're going? And you could see on my father's face just all the fear and distrust come to the surface. And he stiffened like a leopard. And the mechanic says, no. My wife's going to make us all Sunday dinner, and you and the boy can get a shower and a clean shirt, and it'll make the drive easier for all of us. So we sat down for a dinner of fried chicken from the chicken right over there, and corn on the cob from the corn right over there. Man, I got to tell you, we'll never have a meal that good ever again. And my dad didn't say maybe 3 words the whole drive, but when we got home, I got into bed, and I was just about to turn off the light, and he stops in the doorway, and he says to me, no matter what you see in the movies or on TV or you read in the papers, you listen to me. That's how people really are. And about a month later, Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. So, keep the faith.
You found a good dream. What's wrong with that? But what if someone told you you had to give it back? Would you give up? Would you give in? Or would you go down fighting to the bitter end? A ship safe in the harbor isn't brave, but watch her on a stormy ocean wave. Crazy beautiful, set your sail and let the strongest wind blow. Crazy beautiful, wild at heart, you're greater than you know. Never give up. Never give up. Dare to be something wonderful. Just let yourself be crazy, beautiful. Maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose, but in the end what matters, you did it just for you. A story is waiting to unfold. Make yours the greatest ever told. Crazy beautiful, set your sail and let the strongest wind blow. Crazy beautiful, wild at heart, you're braver than you know. Never give up, never give up. Dare to be something wonderful. Just let yourself be crazy, beautiful. Crazy beautiful, set your sail and let the strongest wind blow. Crazy beautiful, wild at heart, you're greater than you know. Never give up, never give up. Dare to be something wonderful. Just let yourself be. Let yourself be crazy. Or let yourself be crazy, beautiful.
Wasn't that cool?
That was so cool. I wonder if the horses get together beforehand and they're like, all right, guys, today's the day, director day.
Today is the day.
Get
We're
your
gonna
pose.
show. We're gonna show. We're gonna show off.
'Cause there was one that was trotting. I saw him.
Yeah. Well, that is an equine horse rescue in Canada, just over the border. So fabulous. Just like I have Angel Horse Farm. Tia,
Shout out.
Tia McGraff is the artist there. She and her husband Tommy Parham formerly from Cheatham County. Now they live across the border in Ontario, but she does amazing music. So follow her and subscribe to her music and subscribe to us.
Yeah.
Main Street Today.
Bing,
subscribe
bing.
to us and make sure that wherever you're watching this, you click subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that bell.
Ding. I don't know if you were wanting me to do it, but
see, it's like a new smile. Ding. You know,
and you have the best smile.
Thank you. Thank you to Dr. Jody Jones and Dr. Lauren Medwed for that. So it took two.
One for the top or one for the bottom row.
There you go. Well, you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. And don't forget, my little brother, Big Joe on the go, Joe Dubin. Follow him and make sure that you go and check out his Pet of the Week this week because he's doing awesome work. Remember, be safe, be kind, but most of all, remember you are loved.
Have a good one, folks.
Bye.
Nothing like the sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like it's silent Sunday summer. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite.